Oh dear. Well, this always happens. I start talking and there's not enough light. Please bear with me. I was going to talk to you about how it is that the cosmic characters that I portray pretty much don't do anything to raise their consciousness. They sit on their fat asses at a thing called a Sombra machine. A Sombra machine is made by the Sombra Corporation, which is a fictional corporation in Stephen King's Dark Tower series. So why does that happen? Well, it's just the way it's set up. And the Sombra Device is basically a machine that does synthetic telepathy and synthetic telekinesis. It uses Tesla waves, and what it can do is if they feed in the things like a picture of a human, it can target that human, and then you can send in information like disease, and you can afflict the human with any disease whatsoever that's ever been invented. So, our thought is actually that the divine blueprint of humanity, each individual human, has got a divine blueprint that has no flaws in it whatsoever, and you would not ever get old or sick. It would not age. But aging and sickness is actually forced upon you. You don't know when you're how it all works, these Tesla waves, but all the demonic sends you this stuff using their technological way of adapting themselves to become you, and then they basically use you like in an invasion of body snatchers. Once the body snatchers have got you, then they consider themselves God of your body, and you have to submit to them. Their agenda is to take over the world because they want, well, they already did, basically. So it's just a lot of the things that you think are your decisions are already made for you by something else. I have to tell you that the things that I'm speaking right now are edited, and if I was really going to tell you the truth, I would say there are beings, as Stuart Wilde says, from other dimensions who are playing with humans as if humans were a great big video game. The point of it all is, well, why do children play video games? It's something fun to do. Other beings play with humans for something to do. Uh, so if you feel like sometimes the world is a really screwed up place, it's because there are demonic beings who have made it this way. Divine human beings would not act the way they do. They act the way they do because they are constantly sent a ghoul feed of negativity, which is why anything that's really nasty is due to ghouls. In other words, demonic. And so are the churches right about demons? Yes. Unfortunately, a lot of the demons are in the church itself. Um, it's very difficult to live in a world run by demons. Are there any positive aspects of being in a demonic world? Um, the music is quite nice. Some of the nature walks are quite nice. You have to be very careful around humans because, well, you never know when they're going to turn on you. Do I ever turn on humans? Uh, Only if they've really stepped over my boundaries, in which case I may defend myself verbally. It's pretty rare for me to go and do anything physical, but the whole point of it is that your sovereignty as a sovereign being is infringed by beings who have no business doing what they're doing. So, what do I think about my cosmic characters? A lot of these ones that you don't know about are involved with running the Sombra machine. and they take identities from popular culture, and so, like they'll pretend that they're a Simpsons character from the Simpsons TV show. Are they the Simpsons characters? No, but they use that character um, to present themselves to me. Is it kooky? Is it crazy? Well, it's a comedy channel. I hope you enjoy it. I'm very sorry about the darkness of this video. And um, is it funny? That's in the end why I wanted to go and figure it out, because if it makes you laugh or it makes you go, geez, that's queer, then maybe I was successful. If this video makes you just go, oh, I don't want to listen ever again, then I guess I screwed it up, so I'm very sorry. What else would you like to know about the Sombra Device? On one episode of Star Trek, the original series, it's an episode called Mirror, Mirror. And something happens, and during a transport through the transporter device, some of the crew are transported to a mirror universe of the original universe they were in. And in that universe, it's very dark. It's kind of run by a very evil version of the Federation. And there is something called a Tantalus device. And Kirk has a girlfriend in that version of Star Trek, and it's run. The Tantalus device is run by Kirk's girlfriend, and the Tantalus device is basically, well, it deletes you from existence. So it's one of these things like the Sombra device, quite fictional. But if you want to play with the idea that the Sombra Corporation has all kinds of advanced technology, well, just read the Stephen King's Dark Tower books, and you see that they're able to create incredible robots and all kinds of portals between different versions of planet Earth. Is it all fictional? Well, for all intents and purposes, except for the fact that if you don't think anything that Stephen King writes is real, then you're going to live in a... do I think things in Stephen King's universe are possible? Yes, I do. I think that there are things that can do time transport. And I mean, it's not something you can freely go down to, like, downtown and, go into a building and then walk through a portal or something. At least I haven't found it that way. But do I think it's possible? I think that we really limit ourselves as to what we think is possible because we don't see it. But doesn't mean it's not possible. And with advanced technologies and advanced civilizations, it's quite possible that these things exist. I think it's way more likely that they do exist than they don't. But that's only one man's opinion. And I don't know, did you laugh at that one, or are you calling me Tin Hat? Well, if you're calling me Tin Hat, I would tell you that I think that you are limiting your version of reality. You're very limiting it because you haven't seen it. And, maybe if you lived 200 years ago in horse and buggy age, you would think the idea of an airplane would be absolutely crazy. Or, you could talk to a device that would film you and then you could send it to somebody around the world. I mean, the things that we have today, 200 years ago, would be totally impossible. A good fiction writer like maybe Jules Verne or something could come up with some ideas back in those days. So, I mean, they would be called imagination and fictional, but, you just have to wait long enough for science and technology to develop the things that were fictional and then become real. I'm Harry Weaver, and thanks for watching.